I want to welcome everybody on to our very first business presentation where we're doing this online. This is fun. We're excited about it. As many times we've had a business presentation in a hotel or somewhere else at a home, you know, and we're so excited about this opportunity. We're excited to share with you. And, you know, with the way things are evolving nowadays, online seems to be the way to go. So this is our very first time. So we're hoping when we're doing this, technically it will work out for everybody to be able to get an idea of what we're going to be doing online. And I think this is something that is going to spread because, you know, Zinzino is going to be growing in an exceptionally exponential growth rate. We can see that it's starting in many of the other countries that it's in. I can tell you, for those of you who don't know, my name is Carla Nelson-Wolf, and I have been a part of this company for 8 years. When I got started, it was 5 years ago, or 8 years ago, and this company has been in the US now almost 5 years. But 8 years ago, it was only in 5 countries, and it's been in the Scandinavian countries. And in the last 8 years, it is now in 35 countries and is going to be opening a global web shop already this quarter, here the 1st of March, opening up in other countries also for business. And it's been growing at an really exponential rate. And I'm hoping that just by the time we have the last of this hour together, that you're going to have a great idea of why this company has been growing so fast, that you'll get an idea about why it's such a great opportunity. And you'll also get a feel for what we're real passionate about in regards to what we do in the company. So I hope that I'm going to be sharing my slides, and you'll get an idea about what the company does, what the products do, and why we're so passionate about this Zinzino company. Just to give you a little background on me, I have been born and raised in Minnesota, and took the St. Cloud State Exchange program to Denmark, Scandinavia, of course. I mean, Minnesota is so Scandinavian to begin with. Everywhere you look, it's Nelson, Swenson, Jensen, Anderson, Jensen. I mean, we're all so many. I was Nelson. You know, there's so many Scandinavians here. And actually, I really felt like I pretty much fit right in. And I met my husband now over 30 years ago, and I've been being a teacher and a counselor for as long as I can remember, I guess. And I had I loved teaching. I loved everything about it except for one thing. One of the things that was tough in regards to teaching was that you're so busy in the afternoons and the evenings that you really don't get to have, you know, you have to meet as a counselor when other parents are available, and they're available in the afternoon and evenings. Well, that's kind of why I was frustrated as a teacher. And so about 8 years ago is when my husband and I were introduced to this company. Now, to be honest, my husband said, I love the concept of this, and he wanted us to sign up right away, but I had 4 kids, and I was busy because of all the meetings that a teacher has, and being a counselor meeting with parents. So I said, you know, I wasn't going to be interested in doing some type of a business, but what I was interested in is what people were talking about. They started talking about this Scandinavian breakthrough in regards to health. And You know, living in Scandinavia for at that time, I had lived in Scandinavia over 20 years. I had noticed that Scandinavians, they definitely ate healthier. They lived healthier lifestyles. They looked beautiful, so naturally, you know. And there was just things that I had noticed, but people were talking about this breakthrough and in regards to health. So I really wanted to check it out. And I noticed one of the things that really got me was that it was in regards to test based. You could test things. And I wanted to know more about that. And I figured, well, if you can test it, how about if I test it on my son? And literally within a short period of time, my son had so many changes that were really visible that I wanted to really dig into what this was about. And we ended up testing him and getting his test results. And I'm going to go into that in just a little bit. But I got so excited about this that I wanted to share it with everybody. And so that's why this business, I decided I wanted to tell everybody about this test-based nutrition and everything it was about. And I started telling my friends and family. I wanted everybody that I love to know anyway. And then, well, it was a short period of time after that I was actually making more money by talking about something that I knew was working and had a passion for. Then I was teaching and counseling. And because my 4 kids were at home at the time, I really wanted to be at home with them. So Zinzino has given me also a lot. And so about 5 years ago, they opened up here in the United States. And because I had taken that exchange program and married that Danish guy, I actually was one of the first people here in the United States back then. And I have been sharing it ever since with the people that I know. And so today we are doing it for the very first time, opening it up for people to take a look at online and doing it so we can all see each other and kind of wave at the same time. And and it's up to you on Zoom. One of the things that's kind of fun is that you can either see the whole group, and if you don't know Zoom very well, but there's a little button that you can actually push to speaker view so that you're only seeing the one person, because I know if you're like me, sometimes you get distracted by watching what everybody's doing when they're walking around or doing things. So if you want to, you can put it on speaker view. And if you're on your phone, you can also switch it to see more than one person by swiping one way or the other also on your phone. So as we get started here, I'm going to share my screen. And again, if you want to see just a bigger screen, if it's on your phone, swipe. And if you're on a computer, you can put it to speaker view. That way you get to see the slides in a bigger format. So I hope it's okay with you. Is everybody okay that we get started showing slides? And because I have everybody muted, just a thumbs up will be okay. We got some thumbs up out there? Okay, well then I'm going to share my slides and tell you a little bit about Zinzino. Okay, play the slideshow. So here we are. So I really feel that this is, you know, it is a breakthrough. I'm going to try just to see if I can get this to go down a little bit. Well, I guess we're going to see some of us on here anyway. Maybe I can go like so. There we go. And play slideshow. Like I said, it's our first time. So the Scandinavian breakthrough, and this is actually talking a little bit about the cash flow quadrant and what it is about in regards to why it's important to be making you know, taking an idea of if you have goals and dreams or something that you really want to do, how about thinking of it as a business? Because 95% of the population are actually either employees or a self-employed business person, when only 5% of the population are business owners and investors. But yet, that's kind of crazy, because the business owners and the investors, meaning those two parts of the quadrant that are on the right side, they actually make up 95% of the wealth in the world. And only 5% of the wealth are through employees and business and self-employed. So that's 5% of the population sharing 95% of the wealth, and 95% of the population sharing 5% of the wealth. In some ways, it just doesn't seem fair, but in other ways, it's like, okay, then what can you do to get on that other side? And that's why I think this is quite interesting, because I didn't do this at the beginning for anything with money, but I've learned a lot about business. And if you're looking at businesses, you want to have something with a big potential. And how about if you have something that 95% of the entire population of the world needs, and you have something that works, you can prove it, and you can prove that you're working better than other things. That's a pretty good population, or pretty good potential for a business. And actually, that's what this is about. Because so many people are looking at their health, and they are definitely not in balance. I was a pre-med student, and I really was into health. I thought that was going to be the field that I chose. And, we actually, even after all this time, people know more about health now than they've ever known. And yet the crazy part is the world's never been sicker. And I can tell it now. I mean, I turned 50 last year, and I think people are starting to look more into things about, well, what is it that's going on? Well, I think we can agree that it definitely has to do with what we're putting into our bodies is what's affecting them. And that's what we're definitely in agreement about, because that's why what's affecting every cell in your body. Your body's made up of 100 trillion cells. And the food we eat makes a difference. Now you can see on the one side, those are a lot of the plant-based products that we're eating. And on the right side, there's a lot of the fish-based, or those are like omega-3s. And we get a lot of omega-6s because so many things are plant-based. And when the Industrial Revolution came, there was so much, it's so much cheaper to use plant-based oils. So that's why people are eating more and more of this omega-6s. Years ago, we had the exact same amount of these. And now, it's really unbalanced. We're getting so much omega-6. And is that important? It's so important. We didn't know back then, but we know now. Well, your cell membranes are made up of fatty acids, and exactly these omega-6s and omega-3s. Those membranes are really important because they're what's protecting that cell, which is like a little machine. And so you need to get the right nutrients through the membrane into the cell. And the worst thing is if you have a stiff cell membrane, you're not getting that toxins out of there. So and then things are breaking down. I mean, I'm on my computer right now. If you get a virus in there, it's just not going to work. It's the same thing with our body. And that's why you really want to get all the right nutrients in there, including the polyphenols, and we're getting so little vitamin D. So there's a lot that's going on right now with what we eat that we're not getting enough of. And that balance number is so important. I can't tell you how much it is. If you're looking at this iceberg, people look at people to think if they're healthy or not, but actually what's going on is a lot of the times underneath, you don't know. I mean, you don't see when people get cancer. It'd be nice to have that little, button on the outside that shows it, but we don't have that. So that's why I think it's really important to say, hey, how do we know if our cells are working right? Well, we're supposed to have the same amount of those omega-6s and omega-3s. The ratio should never be more than 3-to-1. That's where we're supposed to be. That's where we would be the best at. That's what we need to be. Never more than 3 times the amount of omega-6 in our bodies. Those cells aren't going to work right. Well, even people that are taking supplements and trying to get more of the omega-3 in their body, they're so far off that they're 16-to-1. And people who don't take omega-3 supplements are averaging right now in the United States 25-to-1. That's actually unheard of, because when you have that much omega-6 in your body, your cells are not going to work, and it affects so many things in your body. And a lot of people are saying, well, how do you know if this, how can you find out what your number is? That's what I loved about this, is that you could test it. And of all the people that we have tested so far in the United States, only 1% was in balance. Okay, so 16% are taking omega-3s, and they're at 16-1. And 83% are not taking anything, and they're averaging 25-1. That's just crazy. And after the test, this is what's huge. After, it takes 120 days to get into balance. But after taking it for 120 days, well, let me explain why. You have blood cells in your body, and they all renew. And the red blood cells, they take the longest amount of time. They take 120 days. So after 120 days, we recommend taking a second test. And you'll find out it's quite exciting, because 95% are in balance. That's huge. And is it a test we take? No, it's a complete independent test sent off to an independent lab called VITAS, and you can look them up, VITAS.no. It's really a great place. The World Health Organization uses them. Cambridge University, you can see the other people that are using them. Nestle, the company Nestle, they use them. You do a lot of testing for a lot of things. And it's a simple at-home blood test. So, you know, this is working. When balance is this important and you can get into balance, it's pretty much the most important thing you can do for your health. So if you have any health issues, number one, you want to get enough omega in your body, and this will do it. Now, can other omegas do that? That's why I'm saying they're averaging 16%, because this omega actually also has polyphenols in it from olive oil. It's like the pre-harvested extra virgin olives. Before they're ready, they have a really high polyphenol content. And the combination of those actually makes it so you can absorb so much more of that omega-3 into your cells. That's why this is working and other things just are not. That's actually quite exciting. What are the benefits of it? Well, it's pretty much anything that your cells are affecting, which is absolutely everything. So some of the main things: healthy brain function, healthy heart function, healthy immune system. I know it's made a big difference for my own energy. There's so many things that it's helping. Actually, there's 440 different health benefits, but it's everything from optimizing your circulation, your skin health, your bone health. There's just too many things in this. Is almost, whatever your cells are affecting, which is everything. So if you have any health issues, there's so much that could be done by just getting your body to work for itself. It can really fight a lot, but when it's kind of got virus in it, like a computer does, it just can't work right. So let's let it work optimally, get it into balance. And there's so many things, and actually it's kind of funny because I'm on one of their slides here. I was actually personally 34.4-1. So if the average in the United States is 25-1, I was 34.4, which I was shocked because I was living overseas. So that was a big deal. And so many other people have it's made a big difference for a lot of people. But like I said, 95% are getting into balance now. Now, actually, I don't want it just to be me. I'd like to also add on other people to hear their story, because it really has made a difference for a lot of people. Let's see. Who should we hear from first? Hey, I see Marcy. Marcy, do you want to tell a little bit of your story?
I sure can. Can you hear me okay?
Sure. Hear you loud and clear.
Good. The speakers on my computer are not as good as they used to be, so I thought I'd try this. Hi, everybody. Good to see everybody and see people and new people. That's awesome. My story, I'm just going to give it to you really short, but I went from, and I was just sharing it again today, where just 4.5, 5 years ago, I was told that I had a very serious joint disease going on. And needed to do something about it. And if I didn't, I literally was told by my rheumatologist doctor that said, if we get it under control, you'll be pretty good, but probably by the time you're 60, you could need help walking. You might even be in a wheelchair by that time. So I turned 60 in January, and that did not happen. Through a lot of work, took time, I went from not being able to walk with my one foot without a brace, looking at even going into disability because I had to quit my full-time job and was working part-time, to the point where as my body got into balance, which I was giving it other good things, I was trying to eat well, but the main thing that I changed was just added the balance oil, and it took my health to a new level. And in fact, that helped it right away. Within the first year, things changed and turned around. But it also has continued to help. It didn't just stop with, there. It kept helping. It's continued to heal. I'm on a couple of the products, and to be honest with you, I was told my 3 daughters are with me for my birthday bash, along with some dear, dear friends and family in Arizona, and they literally said, they all said, 5 years ago, we couldn't probably be doing this with you, mom, and to my sister and stuff. And so I appreciated the gift that this has given me, and the concept of balance is just amazing. So it's great.
Fantastic. I think that it's so fun to hear other people's stories about what it meant to them. I mean, I know for me, it was life-changing for my son. I know, Marcy, you feel the same way. But it really is about this test. And when you get a test, you get a whole bunch of information about exactly what your nutrition is doing for your body. So you want to take a look at these exact numbers and to know that it's something you can do something about. So I know, Donna, you have also had a story in regards to the product and what it's done for you. Would you be willing to share?
Of course I would. Of course I would. I had been on a long journey, but 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is, when Zinzino was introduced to me, I really had no interest in hearing anything about it because I had been on so many different pharmaceutical products. I had a lot of digestive and stomach issues. Anytime I ate food, my stomach would blow up and I'd be in excruciating pain. So eating, I was not a good dinner date. I was not a good lunch date. I did not enjoy eating. My appetite was about gone and I'd gotten very thin. And I had been to a lot of different doctors and had a lot of different diagnoses. And of course, they put you on the pharmaceutical products, and I just wasn't getting any relief. And then a friend shared this with us. Like I said, I think it was about 4.5 years ago. And when I got my body into balance, beautiful things started to happen. I could actually eat food and enjoy food, and then my weight started to increase. And for me, that was very important at the time. So I thank God every day. It turned around for me actually pretty fast. I think in about 10 days, I started noticing some beautiful differences. And my energy level increased. I was looking better because my body was finally getting the nutrients that it was supposed to be getting. So I just praise God every day that I finally listened to this friend of ours who shared Zinzino with us. And now we share Zinzino every day as much as we can because of we've noticed so many differences.
I love that. And, it really does make that much difference for people. So thanks, both of you guys, for your stories. Like I said, if your body's working optimally, and some people say, well, I don't have something wrong with me. Well, that doesn't mean anything, because like the iceberg, what do you know underneath what you have inside of you. Whether you look healthy or not on the outside, it's definitely about what is on the inside. So this test, and knowing that you need to be 3-to-1, check it out online. If you Google omega-6-3 balance, you're going to find around 65 million hits that tell you what you should be doing and how to be eating right and doing everything you can, when actually this is just a simple blood test that you take, and the products through Zinzino can get you in balance. And I'm going to share my screen again. I hope that's okay with people again. I'm going to share and tell a little bit about a little bit more. So I hope you can all see this. Great. Okay, and I'm actually going to put a little picture. No, maybe not. I'll keep it out. So share the screen again. And thanks for the stories. And what do you do to find your test number? Well, this simple at-home little box is something everybody can just take at home, and you send it off, and like it's an anonymous test, so you have just a number that you save. And then people can start using one of the products that gets you in balance. And then after about 14 days, you're going to be able to see your results with that number that you saved online. And then 4 months later, you can retest. And some people are thinking, well, I do so much for my health that I am thinking I might already be in balance. Well, then great, take the test and find out. Because if you found out you weren't in balance, would you like to be in balance? If the answer to that is yes, then I say take a test. Because if you're in balance, and Zinzino is so sure that that they're going to be able to help you, that if you're in balance, you don't need it, so they'll give you your money back. I love that. So if you are already 3-to-1, you don't need this, and then you can keep your money back. But in the United States, it's only 1% of the population, so most likely you might need this too, and it might make that much difference for your health. So balance is our key. As you can see at the top, we have different balance products. You can choose which one works best for you. We have 3 different balance oils. There's one that's vanilla, one that's lemon, and one that's called an orange lemon mint flavor, which is our most popular balance oil. We also have one that dissolves in water called Aqua X. And we also have one for all of you that are vegan. We have a balance oil for you too. Yes, it is like a fish oil without any fish. It's with algae, and it also can get you completely into balance. But it's not the only thing Zinzino has. Zinzino is thinking about, like I said, it's a Scandinavian breakthrough with this whole health concept, where balance is the core of the basis of things. But then the immune system, the brain, is something that you really want to do something extra with. We have vitamins and minerals that we call Extend, where it's just all the vitamins and minerals that you need for your body. And formulated by Dr. Paul Clayton. You can look him up. I have books on him. You can find his book on Amazon. The one called Let Your Food Be Your Pharmaconutrition is highly recommended. He actually was personally asked to be on the World Health Organization's nutrition panel. He knows what he's doing. So Extend is something I highly recommend to absolutely everybody, because it's kind of like, you can have a beautiful car, but if you don't put the right gas in it, it's not going to go. That's kind of what that Extend is doing for you. And it definitely is a great energy booster for me. I would also say probably one of our top products is called Viva. Viva is a pure saffron product, and saffron has so many great benefits, but what most people are using it for is in regards to sleep issues, which they're calling an epidemic right now. And you could also use it for mood and for stress. So if you need something like that, it is definitely worth it. And we also have extra beta glucans for your immune system. So that is also something that many people are using at this time of year. We call it Protect. So protect your immune system. Beyond that, there is the next area, which is your gut and your weight. that issue, so many people have been reading, especially lately in the news, about the gut-brain connection. You know, your gut has so many different areas to it, and it really is a control center for your body, and it has little microbiome in there that really are controlling a lot of things. And you're gonna actually feel a difference if your gut is working properly or not. That's where a lot of the autoimmune diseases come from, things like that. So we have a fiber that really makes a difference called xenobiotic. And actually, if you hear from Dr. Paul, he would say, get in balance, get the right vitamins and minerals in the extend, and get your gut in balance. That's with xenobiotic. And that would be a way to bulletproof your body. So those things, and you can actually take that as a meal replacement also if you are looking at losing those extra pounds. And there's one last issue that I think is a great thing to talk about, because your skin is actually your biggest organ. And so many of us, I mean, you hear it almost every other commercial about how this can make you look younger, or fine lines here and skin elasticity there. Well, we actually have something. When you're healing your body and you're in balance, you're actually doing something great for your body from the inside out. And we also have a skin serum that's a way to get your cells work, helping your cells from the outside in. So the best inside-outside approach to anti-aging, and I have to say, I probably look younger at 50 than I did at 40, and maybe even at 30. I love what being in balance and the skin serum has done for me. And actually, they've done studies on this. It's been amazing to see that with just taking what I said there with the skin serum and the balance and the extend, you can actually get a better skin elasticity. That's crazy. 37% skin elasticity increase. That's, I mean, I even asked, can I take 3 times the amount? Am I gonna get younger? I don't know. But I loved the idea that this is something, every product that you're looking at the screen right now, it's test-based. It's the science behind it. It's not just try this, find out if it works. These work. I mean, the Viva alone has 6 clinical studies. So it's not just something that we're saying. The studies are there, and you can find all the information and the ingredients and everything on zinzino.com. So, and then they have a loyalty program. You know how when you're, sometimes you order pizzas and they say, well, you order 6, you get your 7th free or something like that. Well, in Zinzino, we want everybody to spread the word too. Whether you're a customer or partner, people can get this product for free. As long as you're ordering this product and you're on an auto order and you recommend 4 others that take the product and that volume is 4 times your volume, you can get the product for free, and as many products as you want, 4 times your volume. We want this whole health concept, the Scandinavian breakthrough, to be really traveling around the entire United States. It's so revolutionary. People need to hear about it. Now, when something this good that we get so passionate about and really has been life-changing and making such an impact on people's lives, I think it's a perfect basis for income. I think it's great. It's like I started with, I loved being a teacher and counselor, but I also think that I'm doing more to help people in Zinzino. This has been life-changing for me. And I think it's great that you can work from home, do this part-time in the time that you want to. You know, you can choose who you want to work with. You know, they have trips, they can travel. This year we're going to Bali. I can't wait for that one. And next year you can everybody who's on this call could earn coming with us to Spain. The Canary Islands, we're going to travel on to, if people qualify for that, which they can do. You can create and whatever you want out of this. If you want an extra $200 a month, we can help you learn how to do that. If you want extra $2,000 a month, you can actually create that too. If you want $20,000, I can tell you that's definitely possible. $200,000, there is no limit to this. And that's what I find is great with these at-home businesses if you have a great potential. Well, I believe this one has the better potential than anything I've ever seen. You know, so many of the companies that are direct sales companies, you know, start here in the United States, and they are here, and many of them belly up in the first 5 years. This is a new company, but it's not new, just new to the United States 5 years ago. It's actually been around since 2005. It's definitely in expansion mode. You can see the countries here that it's in. It's approved in the direct selling organization. It's even on NASDAQ. You know, not many of them are on the stock exchange, but that's kind of saying we must have a pretty darn good company here. And it's had double-digit growth. Now, if anybody's into business, double-digit growth is a crazy, unheard of thing. So the foundation of this company is huge, and we've just opened in the United States, and it's taken the first 5 years to get up to between 2 and 3 million in sales. And in the next year to 2 years, our goal is to hit between 20 to 30 million in sales. That's a 10 times increase, and we can definitely be doing that. By the way, we have 330 million people here in the United States alone. So I definitely say the potential is huge. Direct selling has been on an increase year, you know, for so many years, and they're paying out so much of that to distributors. You know, 76 billion in commissions were paid out. That's a lot, you know, because the word of mouth is actually the best form of sales anyway. Instead of seeing something in a store, or how do you know if it's good, or, you know, all the things you see online, can you trust what they say? Here we're talking to the people we know and trust. We hear people's stories like Marcy's or Donna's, or your own story. And even if you don't have a story, you have that test that's a number that proves that your body is working optimally, and it can definitely help others. So that's a great thing that you have to share with. And Zinzino does all that hard stuff. I mean, if you want to start a business, you don't have to worry about the building or the shipping or the collecting of money or anything. Zinzino takes care of all of that, plus has different things to train you the entire way. So it's not something that we have to worry about. It's a great business. It's open 24/7, and it actually can work for you while you're sleeping in the long run. This is where we're going to get into some of the fun things about Zinzino and why we share this company. Now, like I said myself, I have been sharing Zinzino for 8 years. I didn't get into this to do the business, but when it changed my son, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop talking about it. And I know other people, once they've had different stories too. Jeff, Donna made some changes, and it made a difference for you, and you guys got started into this business too. I know the business has made a difference for you.
Yes, it has, Carla. Our story is when Kevin called me up 3 times to get this in front of us. And 2 times I said, no, Kevin, not right now. Well, finally, we agreed to listen to what he had to say, and I couldn't tell Donna exactly what we were doing. So I says, well, Kevin's coming to talk to us about some type of oil. You know, Donna thought oil for the truck. So we took a look at it, Carla, and you know what? We seen the opportunity to help people, and the opportunity to help subsidize retirement, which you're coming up close to. So yeah, it has totally changed our lives. We've been able to help a lot of people. We've helped ourselves. It gives us more flexibility. Well, it's what it's done for traveling for us. We've always wanted to go overseas, and I think we've been with Zinzino for 4 years now, and we've been overseas someplace like 6 times, something like that. So yeah, so it's given us and it's all write-off. That's the best part. Whenever you can travel and have fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you know, also it's transferable. It's residual. I wanted something that we could do once and get paid for it, and it's transferable to our kids and our grandkids. And I tell people, the kids will, when we're gone, the kids will think about us at least once a day or once a month. I mean, when they get the checks. So, so yeah, it's been great and life changing for us. So.
And I think too, you know, you were business owners before, so you spent a lot of time, a lot of money doing business, and here you can do business in the time that you want in a different way. But the potential is actually bigger than working all day at your own business.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a month being in Zinzino and we were in the black. So as far as what it would cost to get in and what we made. So so conventional business is not like that. So and we've been able, the flexibility has been great because no matter where we go, we talk to people, whether we're down in Arizona or overseas on a Zinzino trip or back in Minnesota, wherever we're at, we can talk to people and help educate them about this. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. And you know, I love that it's actually something you can do anywhere. You know, I always say you can do this from any place at your home or any beach. That's kind of what I like to do. But you know, Kevin and Diane, you're close friends with Jeff and Donna, and they showed you this business years ago. And I know it's actually also touched your lives. Of why did you sign up, or what has Zinzino done for you?
Well, I have no idea why we signed up. Jeff had contacted us and Diane said, we're not that kind of people. We've tried this before. And I was out in the truck and she ended up at a meeting that you were doing and she called me on the phone and says, I'm doing this thing. And it's like, what happened here? But we've been business owners most of our life, self-employed. I kind of like to call it fireproof. I mean, I could do what I want. They couldn't fire me. So I thought that was a good way of life. But I was in several different businesses and I just wanted to always have control of my own life. And then I sold the businesses and got into trucking, and I told Diane, well, we'll go see the world, but she didn't like that idea either because you're always seeing it going, there it went. Wasn't that pretty? But now we get to come down here. We get to go out and get our feet and hands dirty in the scenery and just enjoy life more. And we can help other people do the same thing. Yeah, we're going to go to Bali too and see what that's like.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Imagine that, a truck driver in Bali.
I love it. And Diane, I know that also the community of Zinzino has meant something for you.
That's huge. Because we had been in a couple other direct sales companies, but it was, you joined with your kit, and then it was kind of like a pat on the hiney saying, go for it. And that was the last you really seen of anybody other than maybe a meeting here and there. You were on your own. And this is huge because we are family. And I remember 2 years ago in March when my mom passed away, I didn't care if anything got done. Jeff and Donna, Marcy, everybody just picked up the ball and ran. So it was cool.
I love that because it makes such a difference. You know, the Zinzino family and wanting to help each other, because you can build this business up to any level if you help enough other people get the dreams and the goals that they want in their time. But you can definitely also run with this, and you can actually make all your money back in the first month. You can actually, they'll even pay it all back in the first year. The kit that you start with, they'll even give it back to you after the first year, and I'll go through that in just a bit here. So I'm excited to hear everybody's story and what it does for the business. Now, I have a few more slides that I'm going to share just to tell you a little bit more about the business. So That was why we promote it. So what do people do in this business? We're talking about a building business. What do you do? Well, you contact people, the people that you know and love, people that you think they definitely need to be in balance. And once you understand balance, that's everybody you know. Now, some people will say, let me try it out. I want to be a customer. Other people you show the business to, you can decide who you want to work with. And the people who say yes, you say, let me help you get started. They know other people. So we'll contact them too. And some of them will become customers. And some of them you'll show the business to. And then we help all of them get started. And they know other people, so we contact them, and it continues and it continues and it continues. That's the beauty of this, is we want to spread it to everybody, and we spread it through the people that we know. Can anybody do this? Absolutely everybody can do this. How do people get started? Well, there's different kits depending on how much you're going to invest in your business. Now, the first kit at the top here is called a basic body kit. There's one test in there, there's some oil, and there's the material that you need to get started, and some of the serum. That's about $469 worth of product that you're only paying $219 for. It's a way to get started. Now, we have a lot of products. If you want a little bit of everything, then I would say the advanced kit is an idea. It's $1,462 worth of products. So you get to try things. There are 3 tests in that kit. And it's for $1,469, but you're only needing to pay $649. But if you want to really build this business, let me tell you what Zinzino has done. The Ultimate Body Kit has enough products so that you can try it and you can help your first customers and partners get started. Because that has 10 tests in that kit. More of every product and all the brochures and everything you're going to need to get your business rolling. It's $3,100 worth of products for only $949. That is amazing. And what's even more amazing is because Zinzino is so sure if you give this a year, you're going to fall in love with the business. That they say, okay, start up with the $949 kit. Start your auto order so that you're always ordering. You can even get that for free, remember, and I highly recommend it. Then if you do this and have 12 months of your auto order, and by the end of that year, you have had a total of only these 10 customers ordering. Just 10. And in the entire year, they're going to give you $949 back. Yes, you get to keep the product. No, you're not having to quit. You can continue building the business. They're going to give that $949 back. That is something you'll never see in another company. This is crazy of what they're doing with that, because they're so sure. And we see that the people that are having the most success, they went through their first year and stuck with it. And so I would highly recommend it. And not only the 10 tests, but this month alone, here in March, they are the entire month of February, actually, before the 1st of March, they are going to put in an extra 5 tests. So you're getting 15 tests this month out of the Ultimate Body Kit, and you're going to get that $949 back. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I can't tell you how crazy it is. So how do you make money in this company? Well, it's actually just your volume, putting in customers and partners. So if you start by getting started, we are going to help you do your first meetings so that you can do some customers. You can bring them on a meeting like this. You can do them one-on-one. We can do things online. We can, however you want to do it. But if the first 4 customers, we're just going to tell people about what we have, and I'm not in doubt. We usually say 1 out of 2 people that hear about this want to get on the product. So we're going to help you get that in the first 30 days. By doing that, you get 10% of the cash bonus of whatever you've sold. It gives you a mentor bonus if you do those first 4 customers in the first 30 days. You get a $135 bonus for getting those 4 customers. So that's a total, depending on what they buy, but it's an estimated total of $175. And now you're trained in how to do customers. So what is the other part of your volume? Partners. So we go out and also do some partner meetings. And you have your first 4 customers. Once you hit a certain volume in your partners, it could be anywhere from 2 to 4 partners. If they take the ultimate kit, you only need 2. Otherwise, you need some more. But those 2 to 4 partners and 4 customers gives you a volume that we call silver. And if you do it in the first 30 days, we call it fast silver. That actually gives you an extra $200 besides what we just talked about, and the extra volume bonus. So you're going to make about $250 besides the $175 we just talked about. And it gives you an enrollment credit bonus if you hit fast silver, which is actually doubling all the credits that you are coming in, which is your volume. We call them credits in the system. That's a big deal. After that, we're going to go up to get to 10 customers. We call it X Team Express in your 60 days. So you already did 4. We're adding 6 of them. By doing that, you're getting extra cash bonus. You're getting an X Team Express bonus. By doing it, it's a $200. So we're averaging another $250 besides. So all of that together. And you can keep getting customers and more customers. They give you extra bonuses for each of them. If you're going up to 25 customers, you're having more in volume bonus. Once up to 50 or up to 25%. So you keep raising that. You can actually get up to 100 customers. That's even, if you get 25 customers and help them go silver, you've got over 100 customers. That gives you a $10,000 bonus. That would be kind of fun. I'm sure a lot of people can use an extra $10,000. And those trips we talk about, well, keep working on it and you can get up to the 200 customers. They even give you one of those trips, all expense paid. It's not so bad. Well, if you can get those first bonuses, I'm sure you can help other people do the same thing. And for people who have done the exact same thing you did of silver, does an average, you get a bonus of about $1,200. That's $700 a month of that residual bonus coming in. That's going to come in because you have that volume. And because of that, they give you a $500. They call it a phone bonus. It's just cash, but $1,200 in bonus. I think a lot of people it would be a life-changing thing to have an extra $1,200 month after month. If you have 3,000 credits in your business, you have $1,200 in your bank account. But you don't have to stop there, because if you've learned how to do this, I'm sure people are going to ask you, can you help me do that? Well, that's where it gets to be fun. How about if you help 4 people to get the phone bonus? Well, that volume is going to give you an income of about $6,000 a month. That's $5,000 in that residual bonus that's coming in month after month. As long as you have those credits, you get that pay. Plus, they give you $1,000 towards your car. And that can be about any car in the United States you can get for that. So that's something that's a lot of fun. And I think here in Minnesota, we had about 17 people that have a Zinzino car or a sign on their Zinzino car now. So that's an exciting thing in the first 5 years. And that's going to start growing quickly and fast, and exponential differences coming up, especially this upcoming year. But why stop there? Why not help more people get car bonuses? And actually you can get, if you get 4 of them, that amount of bonus in your team is now $16,000 in just income monthly. And it doesn't stop there. This is the start of the comp plan, and it's totally up to what people want to do with it. It can actually be a great potential business. You know, they say that people have to make a mindset of if it's something that they really want to do. You decide exactly what you want to do. People can decide after seeing this, maybe they want to try it out. They can be customers. We can help you get your products for free if you want to try. The other choice is maybe you want to be a partner. Maybe you have goals and dreams that you want to do and that you want to get out of this. So how about if you can, you know, make a difference with that? I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this company. It really is a company that is growing, that is expanding, that has goals and dreams. There's so many things that are changing in the upcoming time. The timing of this is right now. The global web shop coming, the growth that it's planning on doing, it's a lot that Zinzino is changing right here and right now. So I'm excited for the future. I'm excited where this is going. And I'm excited that we're going online, where people are coming in from Arizona, from Illinois, from other states, from a fish house, Laura, from fish houses. You know we're Minnesotan when we're coming in and tuning in from our fish house. You know, and that's where this is going to grow. People are going to see this and hear the stories, and it's going to spread. So I don't know if anybody has any specific questions, but I'm definitely open to hear any questions. Maybe if you have a question, you can either unmute yourself. There's a little button that you can push unmute. If you're on a phone, there's another little button that you can unmute yourself if you have any specific questions or have something that you would like to share. If not, nobody has to. You might want to ask the person who invited you on here, and I know that they'll want to follow up with you and answer your questions. But I think this is something we'll probably be doing more of in the future, sharing this and, you know, just asking people to take a look and hear about it. I have the test here. This is a simple at-home test. This is what you want to know so that you can find out what your diet is doing, what that nutrition is doing for your body. And if you're looking at the business, I highly recommend going online and finding our annual report, all the books and the numbers and what we're doing besides the business, also to be helping others. And reading, I recommend reading what our CEO wrote, because he's telling the vision of what we're going to be doing in Zinzino. But this is an amazing annual report, and it's really been growing, and it's planning on growing from here on out. So I know I'm excited about what Zinzino's doing. And for those of you that are partners in Zinzino, I think the community is also something that is definitely so worth being a part of. No matter how big you want to build your business, it's a fun way to, so it's a fun business. Leslie?
Thanks. I just want to say hi, Jamie, and welcome to our community. Everybody is as wonderful as we are. So welcome, just like you.
And
Can you hear me?
And is Jamie new is Jamie new to the team?
She's just joining our meeting tonight, so I'm just saying hello and welcome and thank you for coming. So I don't know if she can hear me or not.
I think so.
Can you hear me, Jamie? I don't know, maybe not.
We will post this, so. Oh, she's got her thumbs up. We can unmute you.
All right.
We can unmute you there, Jamie, so that you can also be a part. Yeah, there you go.
I can hear you. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm good. I was doing a thumbs up. I could hear you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking time, Jamie, to hear about Zinzino. It's something I think you'll be able to tell that many of us have quite a passion about. We're passionate about what these products are doing in many people's lives, and what this company can do. It kind of gives you a feeling of making a difference.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'm not going to ask you if you heard that.
And sometimes if the internet isn't working, people can also get the link again afterwards so that they can really hear everything again. But I think, you know,
Awesome.
we're excited about where Zinzino is going. And people might have questions after hearing this or seeing this, and you're definitely welcome. Please ask every question. I know when I heard this, I had a list of 17 questions I wanted answered because I was searching the net and tell me about this. And I got all of my questions answered because you're going to find positive and negative things. And I wanted to know the answer of all of them. And I got my answers. I got the answers that I needed, and I was definitely sure that I wanted to know more and I wanted to get started. I wanted to test the products actually, but it was something that you're going to have questions yourself, and write your questions down and ask the person, ask your questions so you get those questions answered. And we'll always be following up within a day or two because we have an exact system of building this business, and we know that people forget things within about 48 hours. So we will probably be connecting with you either tomorrow or the person who invited you on either tomorrow or the next day to answer those questions. And I'm hoping that you'll take a look at both the products and the business and find out what works best for you. And you'll be hearing a lot more about Zinzino in the future because I'm sure it's going to be a household name. Give it some time. We're definitely ready for some for this to spread like wildfire all over the United States.
Carla, this is history in the making with the BP, first BP via Zoom. I mean, this is exciting times when we can build our business from anywhere in the world, right here at home or down in Arizona in the motorhome, wherever we're at. That's exciting. Where people can just join in and be a part of it. And exactly. So
from the fish house. That's going to be fun. We need to put that on our new brochures. You can build this business from home or on vacation on the beach or at the fish house. There we go, the view of the fish house. I love it. Thank you.
It don't get no better than that. Don't you know?
Yes, this was definitely a historic meeting. So everybody who is on here, mark my words, within 2 to 3 years, the US will be doing a 20 million to 30 million in volume, and we're doing 2 to 3 right now. This is where we're going. I can hear Jeff revving up.
Kevin knows what this means. Honk, honk. Look out, we're coming through.
Yeah, there's for the trucker going by. So we're excited about what we're doing. You can feel the passion of so many of us that are building this business because these products work and people need them. So thanks each and every one of you for coming on, and let's start spreading the news, and let's do another one. Let's do our historical number 2 BP Online next time.
Woo, woo.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for this time. It's been about 1 hour, and I think we're ready to go on to the next level. So thanks everybody for taking your time to jump on, and let's do the next BP soon.
Okay, thank
I'll unmute everybody so we can say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for today.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.